think we have enough boundaries between us, so I'm going to step away from the boundary here again. Thank you for everybody who made this event possible, to the mayor, to Les Guerrières de la Paix, and everybody who's made this and our ability to be here possible and to speak to you tonight. Last year, when we were here in the Les Guerrières de la Paix Peace Conference, my friend Maoz and I were interviewed for France 24, and we were asked, how come we're doing a peace conference in the middle of a war? And I asked in return, if not now, at the worst of times, when exactly are we supposed to talk about peace? In the so-called status quo, or in between wars? Injustices, torment, pain, and suffering happen back home on a daily basis, even at those times. And now we're at the point of no return. And this is why we do what we do and why we are here today. And we call on you to join us to write a new chapter in our history. Paris tonight has solidified its commitment to peace, and it's leading by example. Because many of our people back home have lost hope. And that's where you come in. Because you can help us restore this hope. We see what happens around the world. And we will see what will happen tonight in Paris. With Paris's gesture to illuminate the Eiffel Tower with the words Salam, Shalom, La Paix, and Peace. It's a statement to revive our hope in peace. Too many people lost hope, and you can help us restore it. And we have to speak about peace, and we need the world to call for peace publicly. A real peace, and demand it, and not suggest it anymore. We need demands for peace publicly, and not behind closed doors. That's not good enough. We need you to speak up. And we're joined tonight by mayors and by diplomats from all over. And we urge you, be brave and carry our shout to the world. Because this conference cannot remain in the boundaries of Paris alone. Every municipality around the world has the responsibility to replicate this conference and to reverberate it everywhere. We need this shout to come from every corner of the world. You have that responsibility, and we urge you to bring us to your cities. There is no shortage of Palestinian and Israeli peace activists. We here, we're a mere sample. There are hundreds of us who are willing to speak up, maybe thousands of us who are willing to speak up. So invite us to your cities, bring us in, carry our voice, amplify our voices to your local communities. Because guess what? What happens to us back home also affects what happens in your communities, particularly in the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. So no, you are not spectators. You are also part of the conflict and part of the situation, and you need to be part of the solution. Meanwhile, media channels worldwide have actually been spectators and have acted as spectators. Your medias have been highlighting the most extreme of voices from both of our communities, showcasing them on your TV and portraying us and showing us as the most radical of faces of what a Palestinian and what an Israeli is. And these medias should honestly need to be ashamed of themselves. They put us on your TV to clash on your TV for your entertainment. Our lives are not for your entertainment. They portray us, Palestinians, Israelis, these Middle Easterns, these Arabs, these Muslims, these Jews, as people who know nothing other than war, and we can't speak any other language than war. But I will remind these media channels, and I remind everyone here, that Europe has known centuries of conflict. Europe has known some of the bloodiest wars in human history, and look where it stands today. And with all due respect, you're not better than we are. You're not better than we are. If you can move past this, so can we. We are also able to transform beyond conflict. You are not the only ones. But we call on you to change the rhetoric on your media. You have a responsibility. If you have any ability to make a change, anyone in this hall right now, if you have any power, any influence on your media, use it. Make sure that we are the ones that the world sees. Bring our voices to the discussion rather than only the radical voices that you hear. Because those media channels will not do it on their own. They want us to clash on your TV. They want us to argue. They want ratings. They want entertainment. And you have a responsibility to play an active role in ensuring that our voice is the one that is carried to your medias and to your communities worldwide. If you have power, use it. Use it for the benefit of our people, not for the entertainment of yours. Because believe me, we don't have this kind of power. We are normal people who decided that activism is not a job. It's not a 9-to-5. It's a way of life. It's a mission. And we immerse ourselves completely in it simply because we don't have another choice. You do have a choice. And we urge you to make the right choice. Radical voices have been so far the loudest. We urge you to join us in making sure that our voices are louder than theirs. Thank you. And I would like to follow that up with my better half, my best friend, Amira. Please.
Thank you. So in our podcast, one of our biggest messages is that we are not a monolith, not as peace builders and not as Palestinians. As you can see, Ibrahim and I not only have different opinions, but different styles. So I'll be speaking from here. Okay. Every time I prepare for a speech, I feel like my instinct is to explain, to convince you why you should care and why you should listen. I feel myself reaching into memory and into inherited trauma, looking for something powerful enough to just tweak your emotions so you can act. We even use big words that trigger you. Words like ethnic cleansing, occupation, and genocide. Words that should shake the world. But after years of repetition, they've been diluted of their meaning. If I knew stronger words, I would use them. That's how much in pain we are. And these words, they no longer move policy and they barely move people. So today, I say no. We're not going to tell you a tragic story. And I don't need to explain to you what is happening back home because all of you have a witness in your hands or a witness in your pockets. You see it. What I will tell you, though, is this. We are not heroes, we are not villains, and we are not victims. We are human beings. We are mothers, we are fathers, we are daughters, we are doctors, we are lawyers, we are writers, and we are poets. And what we're asking is the bare minimum. We're asking to be treated like you, like we are not less than. The bare minimum is justice, peace, and collective liberation. So do not turn us into symbols of suffering or a lesson in resilience. We are people with needs, with futures, and the right to thrive. And if the past year and a half have taught me anything, it is the importance of power, who holds it, who is denied it, and how it shapes who gets to live in dignity. So yes, we need power, specifically as activists. And standing here alongside my colleagues today is just a glimpse of what that looks like. And I know it's overwhelming, so let me, the Gen Zer on the stage, dumb it down. Invest in actual peace while actively divesting in war. And I feel like it's become kind of taboo for a peace activist to say that separate work is just as important as joint work. And investing in Palestinian leadership and civil society is crucial. It is not charity. It is an investment in peace. Because France and the entire world can call for a recognition for a Palestinian state, but Palestinians are the ones that are going to lead it. And we need power in order to do so. And that applies to your communities as well. I know we all talk about polarizations. Those communities need to work separately in order for them to work jointly, in order for us to meet with honesty and care. Now, dear mayors, dear respected mayors, it is an honor to be in front of you today, and it's an honor to call you allies, because being here in this conference is kind of us and you extending a hand. So allow me to tell you what allyship means to me. Allyship means fostering what we call a third narrative. It means fostering dialogue over debate. But not only that, it also means co-resisting. It means co-resisting occupation, extremism, and supremacy wherever they lie. It means holding leaders accountable, especially those you call friends. It means focusing on needs, not clinging to a single solution. So even when there is a ceasefire and a hostage deal, we've seen how those can go south. We will still need you to stand firm and call for it again and again and again. Because your solidarity with us will not only uplift us, it will ripple through your communities. Because we know, open any history book, all systems of oppression are connected, and they oppress all of us. Lastly, each and every activist on this stage and every single person in this room has a solution they think is best that will solve everything. I urge you not to obsess with solutions, but to obsess with the problem. What we must all agree on are the needs of the people. Ask any Palestinian around the world, they will tell you in one way or the other, what we need is an immediate ceasefire. What we need is to end the occupation. We need liberation and recognition. And if you ask my Jewish and Israeli colleagues, they will tell you what their needs are. And trust me, you will find more overlap than you think. So if we fight for those needs boldly, honestly, together, then we will be building a future where freedom isn't a privilege for some, but a right for all. A future where liberation and safety do not compete, they depend on each other. A future where all of us are free and all of us are equal. And I'd like to end by saying that I'm 25 years old, and standing alongside specifically the Palestinian women on this stage is an honor. And I hope the future of peace building and the future of Palestinian women make you proud.